Greetings everyone. In this reading, what you're going to see your zodiac signs and the coffee cup readings. So what I want you to do is number one, watch your sun, moon and rising if it is possible, if you have enough of time, and then watch the coffee cup readings. One is going to be about love, one is going to be about money. And when you combine each and every one of the readings, you're going to have a really detailed situation for the December. Hopefully, it will be really helpful to you. I hope you would enjoy this reading. And let's start with the zodiac signs first, okay? Please check out the timeline. You can find out your zodiac signs and the coffee cup readings. So I wish you the best before the reading. Greeting Aries, how is it going? I hope everything is fine. I hope you check out what I was talking about at the beginning because this reading is going to be long. I highly recommend you to check out your sun, moon, rising and then coffee cups as well, okay? There's going to be 2 cups. One is going to be for money, the other one is going to be for love. And it's way better if I just focus on one specific thing at the cups. That's why I'm doing it. If you check out everything, your reading is going to be very highly personalized. That's exactly what I want to provide this month. I'm trying something new every month, if it is possible. So I'm going to open less of the tarot cards, but we're going to see how your reading is going to resonate with you, okay? Let's see what might happen in December for you. Someone is lying. Why? Okay. Someone from the family is lying. Okay. Go. Yep, family related situations. I'm not really surprised that you're going to have a little good and bad days regarding family in December. This is what is expected from you, I guess. I don't know, I was checking out some information online and it was saying that. I'm going to open one tea leaf card and then I'm going to start to talk about your month. Seahorse, family matters. Okay, that was a weird laugh, but I apologize. Everything is talking about family and family. If there's any kind of a dispute regarding your family matters, it is going to be addressed this month. Aries, you're going to take action to fix it. If you see something problematic, you're going to talk about it, even though it is hurting some people. It's not really hurting, but some people are just quite alright with the situation that they have in their hands. You're going to be no, this isn't what it should happen. No, this is not what I want. And I think you're going to have some kind of a say in the things. And if some people are benefiting from your negative situation, if you are having troubles and others are just enjoying their time and they're just acting like nothing is happening. And you know what it sounds like? You say that something is wrong. They don't listen. They just don't address what's happening. You say hold on a second, this is whatever that is happening, it's a bad thing, and they are not listening. And then it's happening to them, and then they are listening oh, that was wrong, yeah, you were right, and we didn't listen to you. Do you know what it is? Those people are having some issues with the respect that they are showing to the other people. And especially if it is coming from family, it could be really problematic. I think you're going to address those kind of things. You didn't listen to me when I was saying so, and now it is happening to you, and all of a sudden everything is about that. Narcissistic behavior. Hands down, narcissistic behavior. Be careful for the narcissists at the house, okay? Some people might actually say that you are the one who is exaggerating, you are the one who is just overdoing things, and I don't know what they are going to say, okay? No, do not back down from the things that you know as the right. Do not back down from your ideals. Please, no, do not do that. If something is wrong, you're the one who's going to show them. They might not listen to you because listening to you is not going to be in their, benefit at the first. But they will come around. And when they come around, they're going to see, not only them, but everyone around you are going to see how mistreated you were before at the house. That you're supposed to feel comfortable, you're supposed to feel safe, you're supposed to feel respected, but it didn't happen in that way. Why it was not happening in that way? Some people are not listening to their young children when they say something. Oh, yeah, that's a child. I'm not going to listen to a child. But that child is screaming the truth and no one is actually listening. You're going to be like facing the truth, and it is going to be harsh for some people. It's going to be harsh for you too, don't get me wrong, but not in the way that they are going to see it. You are going to see the harsh truth of like how your family can be manipulative sometimes, or some people from your family can be manipulative. You are going to face that, but you're ready to face that. You're the one who's going to initiate this conversation. You're the one who's going to talk about it if there's any kind of a problem. Never forget that. But they are going to be shooketh because it's going to happen to them. And all of a sudden, oh my God, you see what happened to me? Did you see like how they were treating to me? Well, this is exactly what was happening to you. For how long? And they didn't care. And now it's happening to them. It is becoming a problem. All right, cool. Hypocrisy of the people that they are claiming that they are the best. And the worst part is there's no need for it. The worst part is like there's no need for any kind of a negativity. There's no need for any kind of like a problem with the family members. It could be solved so easily, but they chose to not to solve it because they didn't care. That's the sad part. That is the worst part. Like it was not really necessary. Nobody should suffer. Nobody should suffer. And you want to say, I told you so, but no one is listening. Some kind of a conflict, some kind of like clash of interests. Your interests are not really aligned with the family members, maybe. They are so ready to ignore what you say. So ready to, stay away from what you are saying. Some kind of a bullying even at the house, at the people that you're supposed to trust the most. It could be like a really high tension situation actually. However, there's a silver lining for you, which is talking about they're going to see the reality of a situation, and they're not going to just say like, oh my God, yeah, that person was right. They're going to, Aries was right. They're not going to say that. That's not the silver lining. But you're going to see how unnecessary it was and how time consuming it was, and you're going to stay away from it. You get a lot of responsibility for the things that you don't want to take the responsibility, but when it comes to receiving the gifts of this responsibility, you are never being addressed. Unhappy families, manipulative families, no one is asking you, no one is just like addressing what you're thinking of when they are having any kind of a decision, but at the end of every decision, you are the one who is fixing it. Unhappy families, let's be honest, manipulative people, they never let you decide for the things that are actually related to you as well, but when they decide, they say, okay, this is the decision, and when they fuck up, they expect you to fix it every single time. Unhappy families, you're going to get rid of those kind of things in this month. I think it is going to be really, really important for you. I wish I could give you like, oh my God, you're going to have the best month. I hope you would. It has nothing to do with this situation though. You're going to see this kind of a negativity, some kind of an, balance that is not there anymore. Or maybe it was never there before. They're just like, they seem like a really perfect families. Oh my God, we are such a good family. But in reality, you know what's happening. So you're going to address this problem, this matter, whatever that is giving the unhappiness to the family by just like staying away from it. And I think you're going to have this courage and power to say, you wanted this in this way, now deal with it. To hell with you, and you're going to walk away. This conflict is not yours. So be careful if they are trying to, show this anxiety of theirs as like yours. This is not your problem. Question those kind of things. When, somebody's just like coming up to you, yeah, what are we going to do about this problem of ours? And you're going to say like, hold on a second, this is not my problem. You didn't ask me at the beginning. Why now it is my problem? It's not my problem because you didn't let me in. And why now, when it is like coming to fixing it, it is my problem? You're going to question those kind of things a little bit more than the other months maybe. This is not my situation. This is not my problem. So deal with it. It's not mine. But it is going to take a lot of courage, and it is going to take a lot of power, like willpower, mental power, whatever you're calling it. you're going to deal with those kind of negativities. Normally 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups are just like beautiful, beautiful cards for like, pleasant situation, pleasant families and everything. But this 5 of Swords is just like talking about not for everybody, not for everybody, not for me. Like it's like money related situation, I guess, like family money possibly. They didn't allow you to make any kind of decision with that, and now their decision fucked it up and they're asking you to fix it for a reason. By the way, it doesn't have to be like straight family. It could be like the people that you see really close. Or, some people are getting married, but, they're becoming bridezillas and you're just like facing the negativities of it. You have to fix it for a reason. It is not even your wedding. Those kind of things can happen too, unfortunately. Like if you have a sister, she's becoming like a little bit too much extra. Yeah, I know that's her like special day or whatever, but it doesn't give the people the right to bully others, right? Something like that can happen too. So hold your ground and say no. Say no. Stay away from people. Stay away from this emotional negativity. It's not really necessary. That was all. I hope you enjoyed it. And do not forget to check out your Sun, Moon, Rising at the same time, and then check out the coffee cups, and I hope to see you in the next ones. Bye. Hello Taurus, how's it going? I hope everything is fine. I hope you check out the explanation that I gave at the beginning, but if you didn't, let me say it again. Please check out Sun, Moon, Rising and then coffee cup readings so you can have like intensely detailed reading for the December, okay? I am spending how many days for this reading now? So I hope that you will find it illuminating. Let's see what might happen in December for Taurus. Okay, a house-related situation can happen. All right. 7 of Cups. All right, some kind of... Okay. Before I say anything, I would like to see the cards. Hold on a second. In this month, you're going to have a lot of things to decide for yourself. Decision making is going to be really important for you. And what you're going to choose, what you didn't choose, is going to be the topic of the situation. I think that is what you're going to see the first. But before I say anything else, I would like to put a tea leaf card on it. So let's talk about what it could be about. Okay, Cup. You should accept valid criticism. I think it is time for you to realize like what is happening and what you should do, what you should not do. Like some kind of a, I did this until this point, but let's see what is going to happen tomorrow. Like maybe you are going to have this like change in approach when it comes to life. It could be like things that I did before didn't work out. Now let's see the other things, if they're going to work out or not. The choices are going to be plenty. You will have a lot of choices, and it is going to be like it is going to be really effective in your life in this December, because you can go for a really long way. Like for argument's sake, for 11 months of this year, you were just like trying and you're just like getting this much. This month you're going to do some kind of a change when it comes to decisions, when it comes to approach and everything, and then you're going to go this mile. And I think you will see, the differences of like, don't work harder, work smarter. Something like that might actually happen to you. I'm not saying that you're going to find a shortcut to your success or anything. Of course not. But understanding what you were doing and learning from your mistakes, getting the criticism if it is necessary, and then deciding next is going to be really, really important. Now there's a celebration. Let's talk about that. Something is going to pay off, okay? That's clear, crystal clear. Something is going to pay off, and you will be really, really happy about your decision, of what you were thinking of. Like, it is going to be really good for you. But until that time, until this like celebration, this milestone that is going to be really, really significant for you, until that time, you're going to have like, should I do this and should I do that? And a lot of questioning of mind, a lot of questioning of the situations. And 2 of Swords is talking about like, again, crossroads, being at the crossroads, right? You are going to be in the point of like, should I do this and that? It's like, what it reminds me of? Some people are just like getting into the conflicts or wars when they know that even if they lose, they're going to win something. If it is not going to happen, they are not getting in. Like, whatever road that you're going to choose, for example, it is going to bring you some kind of a benefit. It's not like if you choose the right one, then you're going to get the celebration. It is not like that. This time, you're going to put yourself in a position like you cannot lose. And it is going to show the superiority of the mind. You can have a little bit of pride, and that is why accepting valid criticism is going to be important. You're going to feel a little bit too good about yourself, maybe. Okay? And that's why you're going to be like, yeah, nothing bad can actually happen to me. You can say something like that. But yet again, you have to think about the criticism that you might actually get. It could be about work-related situation, by the way. Like what you're deciding for yourself, your projects, what you're going to see in your life. But, you're going to realize what is an illusion and what is not, what is reality and what is not, what you should decide and what you should not decide. Everything is going to work in your favor because there's a celebration and harmony card. What I can say is that there's going to be stability and contentment for you this month. I'm not saying that you're going to get a lot of beautiful things. Oh my God, your life is going to be amazing. No, but you're going to be really content about what is happening in your life. You're going to have the stability. And for now, it could be really good enough. For now, it could be really, really good enough. And you will have a lot of choices, which is not happening to many people. So many people are just like being forced to one thing and they have to suck it up, but you are not. And I think you're going to use it in your own benefit. Realistic opportunities you're going to focus on a little bit more. Maybe you should. That's the advice of the cards, at least. Be realistic as much as possible. If you are like, for argument's sake, you would like to do content creation. You would like to have a channel, you would like to have this and that. Do not expect the world just in a single month, okay? You can plan things, yeah. You can just think about those kind of things, yeah, but give yourself a little time. And if you see like other people are having incredible like lifestyles and everything, there's something like that happening in Turkey right now. I'm going to give that example very quickly. Like some people were just like, they became like so filthy rich, okay? And the money that they get was like, how to explain it? They were spending that money like there are no tomorrows, and it was like kind of weird. Their taste was kind of weird, and what they were doing with the money was kind of weird and everything. And people were saying that, oh, so if this is what happens if you just like become a content creator, this is the lifestyle that you're going to have. But it was not the truth. It was, on the contrary, it was something really, really shady. So basically they were money laundering. There's some kind of a group of people who are just like trying to do the money laundering, and all of them are at the jail now. And people are saying, oh, okay, so content creators are not living in this way? Cool. They are just facing the reality. What's an illusion and what is not? You have to ask it to yourself. Don't even expect like an incredible amount of money at the first month. It is not going to happen, possibly. But what is going to happen to you is like you're going to reach out to a milestone. It is going to be really important. You're going to be solid. You're going to put your ideas on a really solid ground. So you're not going to fall under the illusions of your own expectations. And if you take the criticism quite well, then you're going to decide really, really well. You're going to have really good things in your life. And having nice things in your life is not going to be really, really difficult. So you're going to achieve a lot of things by working smarter and understanding what is going on. If you take the valid criticism and if you just like look out what is happening, and if you do a little bit of changes when it comes to approach and mindset, then you're going to be good. You're going to be solid, golden. That was all. I hope you would check out your sun, moon, rising at the same time, and then coffee cup readings. One is going to be for love, one is going to be for money. If you just check out everything, you're going to have a really detailed reading, and I hope that you would have a beautiful month this year, and I hope to see you in the next ones. Bye. Hello, Gemini. How is it going? I hope everything is fine. I hope you checked out what I was talking about at the beginning. Please watch your sun, moon, rising, and then watch the coffee cup readings. There are going to be 2 of them. One is for love, one is for the money. And there's going to be like 3 cards for you now, and then we're going to look at the tea leaf cards. Let's see what can actually happen in December for you. 4 of Wands. How intriguing. Taurus also had this one at the same place. So you're good, basically. It starts good, really, really good. Okay, you're good to go. Ace of Swords. Okay, intriguing. And a star. Okay, that's really good. Now let me pull your tea leaf card before the reading, so we know what we are talking about, what you're dealing with. Okay, but take care, enemies are working against you. Of course, you are going to be like, they're going to see you, they're going to look at you, they're going to specifically look at you, what you're doing, what you're dealing with in your life. A lot of eyes are going to be on you. You will have some kind of a mental clarity on something, like new beginning that you're going to make. It's going to be so easy for you. Maybe difficult for other people. You're going to be so unbothered with the situations. You will be in a point like, okay, I know what I have to do. And it is going to be more valuable than everything else. You will know what you have to do. You will know what you have to deal with, what kind of people that you have to talk to, what kind of situations that you have to put yourself in. You're going to have this solid ground underneath you. Nothing is going to shake you. All the decisions that you're going to make, all the new beginnings that you're going to have are going to be based on a really solid ground. No one is going to take advantage of you, which is the greatest thing that I can say about this reading. They are going to try. That's true. They're going to try. They're going to try to take advantage of you for a reason, but they're going to fail terribly, because you will know what you have to do and you're not going to deal with the negativity of the others, which is great. If there was any kind of a challenge that was happening before, you have hope and inspiration to fix that. If you had some kind of a problems of the other months, like for a year you were just like struggling, maybe something was going wrong, and this month you will have the chance to fix it. There's a clarity and, sense of calmness in this reading. Like, okay, I know what I have to do. And you will know that it is going to work for you. You will know that this thing cannot go wrong. You will have some kind of a guidance from other people as well. It's not just like negative people all around you. No. You can actually ask to the nice kind of people about what you're going to do. You can actually get some ideas, exchange of the ideas can actually happen. And after that, you're going to see that your decision was right, that you were thinking it the right thing. It was not kind of a problem at all. Some kind of a positive new beginning and inspiration, that's what I see for you. And it will based on a solid ground. I think like if it is like a work-related situation, you would like to start a new thing, okay? You would like to have a new project. You know what it means. You're going to start from the right kind of a situation, and you will be able to afford it. Mentally, monetarily, you're going to be able to afford it. You will get the support. You will get the, whatever you're looking for at that specific moment. But all eyes will be on you. Not everybody is going to think the happiness of you. Not everybody is going to think that you should like have everything in your life. Some people are going to be really envious of what you have. But I'm not really surprised to see Ace of Swords in your reading, Gemini, to be honest with you. You're going to cut them with your words. You're going to cut them and you're going to slice them nicely, and you're going to put them on a plate, and you're going to cherish every single bite. Like literally no one is going to be able to say anything negative to you. You're going to just like chop them. Like nothing bad is going to happen. No one is going to change your mind on something. Let's just say in that way. This is not like a change of mind. This is not like you're going to ask to other people and they're going to change your mind. No. You're going to have the mental clarity of a situation. You're going to have this idea for your own. And then you're going to talk to other people and they're going to give you hope and aspirations, but it's not like changing your idea. It's more like doubling it down. Yeah, they're going to support you. They're going to say, yeah, this is exactly what you should do. And you're going to see the effects of it immediately. So if there is any kind of a past situation that was not making you really happy. This month you're going to have the chance to fix everything according to your own expectations and aspirations, let's say in that way. Four of Wands is just like screaming joyful and harmonious period of time. So this December could be like a really good time for you to fix things for you. It's the time to just like get the results of your hard work. It's the time to have new decisions about the life. You know, I'm not really surprised to see new decisions, new beginnings, and new starts at the December, because this is the most of the time what people are doing. But you know, you are going to have this like idea of something, like you would like to start something new, but you're going to base everything in a really good way. It's not going to be a problem at all. A fresh perspective you're going to have, like clear mind. You can actually sleep really well this month. You can have like really nice sleeps. You can have like nice time with your energy level. Everything is going to be fine. If you are normally having like migraine attacks, it's not going to happen. If you're having anxiety issues, it's not going to happen. Like, you're going to feel so calm and serene about like what you're doing, what you're dealing with, and how you're going to progress in your life. Nothing is going to bother you. Oh, I wish I was you. Oh, I wish I was you. Really. But why people are coming after you? Because you hold something that they don't have. You hold some kind of a situation that they would like to have, but they don't. But you have it. You asked for something and you will get this thing. It doesn't happen to many people. People are asking, wishing, waiting, and nothing is happening. But when you do that, you are having this mental clarity of like how you can achieve those kind of things. It is becoming a reality. And the things that are not turning into reality for the other people are turning into reality for you is the reason, basically, why they're feeling a little envious. How come this person can do that? How come I cannot achieve this? But when, you know, we are doing the same thing, maybe I am doing a little bit more, why they are getting the more of the things and I cannot have? That kind of a feeling is a little bit too much. I can feel it. I can feel those kind of negativity. Envious people. But you're not going to have any kind of problem with dealing with any of those people. So if it is coming from home, by the way, it can happen. It's not going to be like a problematic situation. There was one of the groups that was having a little bit problematic situations, but you are capable of dealing with the negativity of others. You can ask for the better. You can do so much better, and it is not going to affect you in any kind. Don't be afraid of any kind of a clash of the ideas. Don't be afraid of any clash of the situations, like interests, for example. You are going to address your own needs in a beautiful manner. No one is going to take advantage of you. That is really important. That was all. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you will check Sun, Moon, Rising and the Coffee Cup readings, 2 of the cups. Please do watch that, and you will have really personalized reading for the December. I hope you enjoyed everything, and I hope to see you in the next time. Bye! Hello Cancer, how is it going? Let's see what you can actually see in December. Please go and watch your Sun, Moon, Rising and the Coffee Cup readings. 2 of the Coffee Cups are going to be there for love and money. Let's see what you can actually see in this month for you. Okay, cards are jumping. Something is too exciting for you. That's what I feel. Too excited. A little bit too much. No, it's nice. I love it. Ace of Wands. Alright. One more. 5 of Pentacles. Alright. There's a mix of energies, let's say in that way. Different things at the same time, challenging situations, but the new beginnings and everything. Carriage. A journey, either physical or mental. You're going to deal with a lot of things, and you're going to be too excited for that too, you know. It's a good thing, it's a good sign. Look, Knight of Swords is talking about like a swift action. You have to be quick about something. You have to just like push yourself to do something. You're going to have this ambition and determination, don't get me wrong, but everything is going to be like push and push and push, and there's going to be a point like you're going to feel a little tired. You're going to feel tired. Like a long journey that you are in. And be careful about not being hasty when it comes to decision making. If you just like make a decision really quickly and it can go wrong, and you're going to feel like, why did I do that? Don't push yourself to make new decisions out of anxiety. Do not react to other people when it comes to decision making. Do not base your decisions on reactions of yours. Like, people are going to try, they are going to try to get some kind of a reaction from you, but be careful about that. If you be careful about that, nothing is going to bother you actually. There's some kind of a new beginning and inspiration, I see. Like, you would like to start something new. You can actually apply to the new jobs and everything. You can have like a physical thing for yourself to, like, new year goal. Like, I'm going to shed some pounds. Something like that can also happen. And it is going to create some kind of a, like, passion again. There's like ambition, passion, determination. You're going to, this is the right kind of a time to do it. But there's a but. You might actually feel like the opportunities that you are looking for are not gonna be there, honestly. But it doesn't mean that you cannot start. It doesn't mean that you have to wait for the right kind of a condition to happen so you can have something nice for you. No, it doesn't have to happen in that way. There's going to be no need for it. But at the beginning, you can have this lack mentality. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do that, but I don't have enough of this and that. We all do that. I'm not judging. Definitely. Me? No. I would understand you the most at this point. But some kind of an action that you're going to take, some kind of a situation that you're going to get into is going to be like, oh, I don't know if it is going to work out or not. I don't know. Some kind of like, not the doubt of, the situation, but what am I going to do with the things that I have in my hand? Are they going to be good enough? And you would like to decide on the things that you already have until this point, and you're going to feel like, I don't know, I'm not really so sure about this thing. But things can change, and the situations can change as well. It's not always going to be like 5 of Pentacles for the rest of your life, okay? It's just like a temporary situation possibly, and maybe that is why you have to just like act quickly. Maybe you feel like I have to do something now. It can come from the reaction of like, there's not enough, so I have to do something now. It can be like a reactive situation. It's not like a real decision that you would like to do. If if this card was not here and you were like having enough of time to deal with everything, then you will create something so much better that you wouldn't even have any kind of a problem like this at the begin with. But I think, some people are just like thinking first and then acting. It can just change in your time. It can change, like you have to act first and then you have to think about what's going to happen. Some things can actually change in this way, but it doesn't mean that you're going to decide on a wrong thing. Challenges and obstacles can happen, especially when it comes to material things, but new spark, new ideas, new beginnings of the Ace of Wands is talking about like you can fix everything. So it's like juggling with the things that you're already having in your hands. Juggling with the things. And it is going to take time and effort. You're going to feel a little tired after everything, I guess. But you are going to have this enthusiasm. I was talking about the excitement of a situation. Like too excited to do something. You're feeling energized. And I think you're going to have that energy in you. And for the month, you're going to have like this idea of like, okay, I'm going to do this and that and everything. You're going to plan everything in your head and you're going to take action on it. But be careful that those actions are not based on the reactions. Please be careful about that. Physical or mental journey that is speaking about in the tea leaf card. You can actually go some places. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if you go to different places in this month. The travel can happen. Really, travel can happen. If travel is an option for you, be careful and be ready for the things that can actually happen to you. Like about the luggage. It's like the luggage example. Okay, I'm gonna give it to you. Like you would like to go to a place and you put everything on a luggage and then you're losing the luggage, but you're already there. This is the feeling of it. Okay, so yeah, you are not having the things that you would like to have with you, but you already went to a place and this is time for you to have a nice time. The feeling of it is exactly that. Just because you lost your luggage at that moment and you're going to know, and you know that you're going to receive it back, don't let this thing to shadow everything else. If you know what you're going to do about the situation, if you know your goals and what was the point of doing all of it, not a problem, not a single problem I see. Of course, obstacles can happen, negativity can happen, especially when you're traveling. It can happen, yes. But never forget where you're going. Never forget what you're trying to get in life. This is all about that. This is not about oh my God, this happened and that happened. No one cares about that thing. Just look at the result, okay? And you're this close to get your result. This is going to be so fast and quick, and everything is going to be in a really good way. Don't let this thing shadow everything, okay? It's really, really unnecessary. Just because you have some kind of a setback doesn't mean you're going to lose everything. It's just like an illusion of the lack mentality. It's like the reaction, again, the reaction of the negativity. In a setback, find something better. You can, and you will. You will. Gonna be tiresome, possibly, yeah, but you're gonna be able to have everything in your favor. I don't think that it is going to be a huge problem for you at all. There's a strong desire for progress. You would like to achieve something. Oh my God, this is time. I have to have it now. I understand you. But don't let this kind of an idea, don't let this kind of a mindset just put you in a position you have to do things and that, and it could be a mistake. Don't do that. It's not really necessary. You can lose your luggage, but pick and fight with the people who work at the airport is a choice. Being prepared for the situations is going to be way better than having the fights later on. And I don't think that it is going to be necessary for you. You're going to have a really nice time in December. You can actually travel. It could be a really good kind of travel. And I hope that you would just keep your anger a little bit down and just don't let the negativity gets the everything. You don't need that. That was all. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I hope to see you in the next ones. Please don't forget to check out your Sun, Moon, Rising and Coffee Cup readings. Bye. Hello Leo, how is it going? I hope everything is fine. I'm a Leo. If you didn't know, now you know. Let's see what might actually happen in December for you. Please do not forget to check out your Sun, Moon, Rising and the Coffee Cup readings. If you didn't listen the explanation that I gave at the beginning, now I'm repeating myself. If you check out everything, then you're going to have a very detailed reading for you. So, just saying. Let's see what you can actually see in the December. You're going to see yourself in December. Shocking, groundbreaking, okay. The Moon, King of Wands, the Moon, King of Swords, two kings. Two kings. And let's just pick a tea leaf card for you as well, just in case. Parrot, someone will gossip about your secrets. Secrets and secrets, okay. What is going on? First of all, why people are talking about what you have or what you don't have, what kind of secrets that you have, why they feel like they are entitled to your life. I would question that if I were you this month. Who the hell do you think you are to question my life, my decisions, my choices? Why those people think that it is easy to talk about you? Why they think that they have that kind of a power over you? They don't. But they feel like it, apparently. Look, there's a blend of energy, a dynamic situation, passion, intuition, intellect, and authority at the same time. So, power dynamics, you're going to, some kind of a, who has the bigger shtick? I don't know why. There's going to be a point in your life in this month that you have to show your leadership and inspiration. You are going to be the leader one. You're going to be the one who is just dealing with those kind of things. You're going to take initiative of a situation. Aries also had something like that. I'm not really surprised to see that is also happening to you. You have to be bold, you have to be creative, you have to be influential even. To some people, they're going to look at you, how you react to the situation, what you say to them, they're going to listen to you. So either you are going to take it into an approach of I'm going to fight with you, or you're going to take it as I'm going to show you how it is done. It's all up to you. In your decisions, your own initiative, whatever you decide, it is going to happen. But here's the thing. Some people are talking, yeah. Some kind of a negativity can actually happen, yeah. Like some kind of an illusion that you are in, yeah. But the mysteries and hidden aspects of the situation, I think you're going to deal with those kind of things this month a little bit more than the others. Some kind of a veil is being pulled off, and you're going to see the reality of a situation. Or you have to. You have to. You know, you have to understand what is real and what is not, what is coming from like the unknown. You have to realize what is coming like from your subconscious mind even. You have to look at your dreams, what they're trying to tell you. Please write it down if it is possible. If you remember your dreams, write it down so your subconscious mind is going to warn you about a situation. It's not about like money, or it's not about like love, it's not about, you know, those kind of things. It's about like what you can do, what you will do, your decisions, your actions, what they are based on, what is the true nature of a situation and what you can do about it. Some people are going to talk for a reason. It means that there's going to be something to talk about, right? People are talking for a reason, but you're the one who is going to show them how it is being done, or how you should, like, you're going to lead them with your actions. You're going to lead them like, no, I'm not letting you think like that. This is the wrong thing that you're addressing to. Or you're going to be like cutting them down, like straightly cutting them down. It's all up to you. You have two kings. You have two kings. And kings are talking about like having the power over people or having the power over situations. You have the intellect and logic, and you have the wisdom, most of it. You have the wisdom. You're going to be really good at communicating to other people. Either you're going to take it to, I know what I have to do and I'm going to deal with this, or you're going to take it into a fight. Whatever, which kind of a situation that you're going to take, you will be really good at it. You will be really, really good at it. But I feel like you're going to base everything on logic and objectivity, so there's no need for any kind of a fight. People are going to like do this thing to you, like, what are you going to do about it? And then you're going to be like, I will take that finger, I will turn it, and I will give it back to you. Let's say it that way. I think nobody's going to just like bother you. They cannot bother you even if they want to. If there's any kind of a power situation, you have the power. Not them. That is for sure. Now, some people are reading kings as like the, you know, outer effects, influence of other people. Different people can happen. You can have a, you know, some kind of a force that is entering in your life. And it could be like a father figure. This person could be older than you. I'm not gonna read it as like a love situation or, you know, the work situation. It could be about anything, but you can have the influence of an older person. Don't get me wrong, it is a possibility, but for a reason I felt like it is coming from inside. Maybe because of the moon card here, like it is coming from inside. Maybe you're going to meet the old man in you, your own inner wisdom, you know. Those kind of things can also happen. A little too vague, I know, but this situation is not about other people. It's all about you. And Leo, I'm not really surprised to say that to you. It's all about you, what you're gonna do. Now, there's a visionary leadership that is being required. People are going to look at you. They're gonna talk, they're gonna look at you. Yeah, that's for sure. But you're going to add to this situation your charisma, your enthusiasm, and also you will know something that others don't know. It's unknown to others, but it is known to you. You're going to learn something new. Some kind of a veil is being pulled off. And you're going to see that. You're going to see what's happening, why it's happening. And after that, you're going to put your clear thinking and logic. You're going to deal with everything. You're going to be so like a diplomatic situation. Like you are not going to be bothered by anything. You're going to use words like in such beautiful manner. You're going to explain yourself in a beautiful manner. And others are just going to listen to you. You are like the messenger. You're going to give them the message. They're going to take it. They're going to take it, yeah. And if there's any kind of a problem, let's say in that way, if there's any kind of a situation that is going on, you have to address it. You're going to address it in a professional way. and no one is going to question you after this. Professional ways and being the logical one, being the mature one is going to help you the most. Like a balanced approach of like leadership and decision making. It's not going to be difficult for you. You don't have to compromise yourself. You don't have to give from yourself. You don't have to sacrifice things to get even with the other people. They're going to come to your own level. If they would like to talk to you, they have to come to your own level. It's not going to be like you are going down for their level, okay? If they would like to address on something, they have to do a little bit more to have some kind of an influence on you. It is going to be difficult. Nah, other people cannot bother you. But they will try. They will try. You're going to navigate your life in a beautiful way this month, and I don't think it's going to be a problem about anything. Like, it could be about money, it could be about work, it could be about like love related situations. You're going to just like, you're going to be unbothered with the negativities if there's any. You will have the answers of the others don't have, and you're going to use it in the right time, in the right place to get more power, if you know what I mean. That was all. I hope you would check your sun and rising. And also, please check out the coffee cup readings. There's going to be love and there's going to be for money. And if you check everything, then you will have like a beautiful and really detailed reading for you this month. Hope to see you in the next time. Bye. Hello, Virgo. How's it going? I hope everything is fine. Let's see what might actually happen for you in December. Please check out your sun, moon, rising. And also check out the coffee cup readings. 2 of the cups are going to be related to love and money. If you check out everything, you will have like a very detailed reading for you this month. Okay, let's see what might actually happen to you in this month. 9 of Pentacles. Nice. Knight of Pentacles. Even better. Alright. And the Star. What are you doing? Virgo. Let me pull you a tea leaf card before I start to read your cards. A wish is granted. Wishbone. What are you doing? You have the best reading so far, my friend. Can I call you my friend if you know the meaning? You have the best reading. Okay. In December, you will need no one. You don't want no one or anything. You're going to be like really good about everything by yourself. You're going to be capable of paying for the things by yourself. Monetarily, you're going to be golden. Nothing is going to bother you. Even you're going to have some kind of a luxury in your life. You will have material success, self-sufficiency, that is for sure. And also, you're going to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So you already did the hard work before. So in December, you're going to take what was yours. And you're going to enjoy your life. You can actually spend a little bit much money. And it is cool, you can afford it. And the Knight of Pentacles is talking about like the diligence and, you know, having some kind of a progress, having some kind of practical approach to things. I think if you are spending any kind of money, you're not going to lose your wits. That's what we can say. And I think in this month you can actually rely on like healing. You can rely on being with yourself, meditating, having some nice time off. Like, it's the holiday season, isn't it? If you can, you're going to take a lot of time for yourself. You're going to enjoy your time with yourself. You can give the best gifts to you. And I think you can get healed with the things that you're doing. Like, you can meditate again, like some kind of a mental clarity I see, but it is not coming from like, oh, I know what I have to do. No, it's not like that. This time it is like, I'm going to get some rest, and then I'm going to deal with this thing. And then you're going to deal with this thing. Because you are rested this time. So if you would like to heal your body for any reason, it is time. Nurturing yourself, it is time. Dealing with your own situations, it is time. You're going to give the priority to yourself. And some kind of a luxurious and independent lifestyle that I see. And it is going to happen to you. If you're looking for any kind of a job, let's talk about that for a second. If you're looking for some kind of a progress in your work life, I think you will have it. A wish is being granted, don't forget that. So monetarily, you're going to be good. You're going to get some kind of a money. Like some kind of a problem was there before. No more. You're going to have everything according to your own way. Like, you're not going to bother yourself. You're not going to deal with the negativity. And I think you will have really good wishes. Like, 2 wish card is going to happen. So, and also the result of it. Like, if you're looking for any kind of a new money, it is going to happen. You're going to reap what you sow. Like, achieving something is highly possible for you this month. It could be anything, by the way. It doesn't have to be like materialistic things only, but you can achieve whatever you like. It could be like a really good kind of a progress in your work. It could be like a progress in a relationship situation. Achieving, and it is going to be important. And I also see that some kind of an independence. That's why I cannot just call it as like a love reading or, you know, the work reading by itself. But you are not going to need anybody to come and fix your problem for you, which is a great deal. You are going to be really good at dealing with your own problems. You're not going to let other people ruin your life. You're not going to let other people decide for you. You're going to have this practical approach in your life. And this practical approach is going to pay you a lot of deals. Like, it's going to bring you a lot of good things. And some kind of a hopeful and optimistic outlook I see. Like, it's not just like you have to deal with everything by yourself and all of a sudden. No, this is like you don't have to deal with other people, which is a blessing. You are going to be capable of doing everything by yourself, which is a blessing. And I think in this month, what I can say is that not dealing with the other people's bullshit is going to give you this mental clarity that you're looking for. You're going to feel rested because you don't have to deal with the others. And this independence is what you need at this specific moment, what you need. You don't need others. You can deal with everything by yourself. Not everybody can say that, unfortunately. A lot of negativities that I see until this point, like people had to just like deal with. People are just like nagging them. You're not going to be bothered. You know, they were not also bothered, but they had to face it anyways. But you, if you choose to not to face it, it's okay. For a reason, I don't know why. You can balance those kind of things in your life in a better way. Look, there's going to be a discipline and dedication. So that's why I cannot just shake off the feeling like it's about like a body healing situation. If you would like to lose pounds, I think it is time for you to do those kind of decisions. Then you're going to change some things in your life, and that is how you're going to get your result. But of course, it doesn't have to be just that. Let's not just diminish it to like losing weight. It could be something so much more than that. Like, you're going to lean onto your health. You're going to just like, maybe you will do a lot of like doctor's visit for your own good, and it's going to be good for you. It's going to be really, really good for you. Your body is going to heal. Your mind is going to heal. And you're going to be good with yourself. You're going to be good by yourself. And I think it is going to contribute to what you would like to have in your life later on. So this month, take your time, enjoy your life as much as possible. And after that, you're going to see that your wish is being granted to you, and you're going to receive easier solutions and easier options later on. If you just like give the priority to yourself, then you're going to see how things can work in your favor. And I think you need to see that this month. You need to see that. That was all. I don't want to keep it long for you guys because this was a really beautiful reading. And if you liked it, please check out your Sun Moon Rising at the same time, and also check out the coffee cup readings. And I hope to see you in the next ones. Bye. Hello Libra, how is it going? I hope everything is fine. Before I do your reading, I took a little break. I think it was a little bit too long because my candle is done. I have to put a new one. Today we are going to look at what might happen in December. I cannot believe it is December now. If you didn't check out the explanation at the beginning of this video, let me remind you that I highly suggest that you would watch Sun Moon Rising and then the coffee cup readings. There are going to be 2 of the coffee cups, love and money. With everything combined, you're going to have a really detailed, personalized reading for your month. hopefully. Let's see what you can actually expect in December from life. 3 of Cups. Wonderful. The world. What is going on? Accomplishments, celebration, success. King of Swords. What are you doing? I'm jealous. Hold on. Before we do the reading, I will pick one of the tea leaf cards to see a better picture. And you're not gonna believe it. 4-leaf clover. Great good fortune. Okay, it gets better and better with every reading. Okay, I have a feeling that you're going to take everything so seriously this month. But you know, this seriousness is not just going to be about work. When you're having fun, you're going to take it seriously too. You're going to work hard and you're going to play hard. That is for sure. I see like there's a huge accomplishment. Something is coming to you full circle. You're going to see the results of a certain situation and it is going to make you really, really happy. In December, what you can expect is a celebration, achievement, completion, and you're going to show how smart you are. Intellectual mastery, you're going to show it to people. Now, joyful friendships, social gatherings, and those kind of things are in your cards. You're going to be social butterfly this month, but this social butterfly is not, you know, it's not something that you have nothing to do. That's why you're just like spending time with the people. No, 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 no. Don't get me wrong, it's not like that. You're going to be social with the people that you want. It is the biggest luxury of life. And I think you're going to have it this month. You're not going to spend a single moment with a person that you don't want to spend any kind of a minute, okay? You're not going to dwell on the idea of like you have to deal with the people, like, I don't know, for argument's sake, a boss that you don't even like, or you know, a coworker you're just like barely tolerating. No, 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 you're not going to have that. Every time that you're going to spend with the people, every time that you're becoming a social butterfly, everything is going to be in your favor. Everything is going to happen according to your own wishes. I'm not really surprised to see like celebrations at the December, honestly. Groundbreaking, shocking, yeah, I know. Sometimes it happens, I know that. But the experiences that you're going to share with the people is going to be the top notch. Like, it's going to be so harmonious. Everything is going to be in your favor. Like, this celebration, this social gathering, whatever the situation that is not tiresome. It is not going to take the life out of you. It is not like you have to do it. It is something that you're going to enjoy to the fullest. And let's talk about the World card. I love that card so much, even though I had to put some washi tape on it. Sad, but nonetheless, we have the World card. It's talking about the accomplishment as its finest. Like, this is talking about you're going to finish something and then you're going to start something new. And with the King of Swords and everything, I have a feeling like this celebration is about your hard work. It could be like a promotion. If you are not having anything like that, it could be like a new beginning of a job. You can have some kind of a project that is working out for you. Or, you know, I'm not just going to think about it as like a materialistic thing. This could be like an engagement, okay? Not many people are going to read it as like an engagement. I don't think so. But a relationship that is going to turn into something a little bit more serious. I'm not saying or insinuating that if there's no engagement, if there's no marriage after that, this relationship has no meaning. Please don't get me wrong. But this relationship, whatever you are having, it is going to turn into something different. It is going to give you a new beginning, which is, in my eyes, it sounds like a marriage. It sounds like an engagement. It sounds like creating a family. And I think you're going to have something like that. I am surprised, but not really surprised, to see like every reading that I made so far had some kind of a clear thinking, had some kind of a vision, had some kind of a mental capacity to deal with these things, and authority, analytical thinking. You know, everything that comes to you this month, it will come to you with the hard work of the mind. And everybody had that. So if you are checking out like your Sun Moon Rising, and if you hear the similar things, please don't get surprised. Apparently, this month, everyone is going to show how intelligent they are. It is time to show how intelligent you are. And I think it is going to be some kind of a competition of the mind. But at least it is not in vain. It is not like happening by itself and, oh, it was just there. No. Mind games and, the competition of the mind, mindsets, let's say in that way, doesn't happen just because. It happens because there's a reason for it. And there's a great fortune for you. So luck is on your side. Whatever you would like to get, you can have it this month. It is going to be easier for you. You can decide clearly and easily. And life is going to bring you the right kind of opportunities and support system for those kind of things. And I think you are going to finish what you started. So basically, if there's any kind of a project, maybe you felt like you lost your spark, okay? You don't want to do it anymore. It's so done. You're so done. Like, just get over with. It will be over. But it is not going to be like, finally it's over. It's going to be like over and then celebration. So it will bring you some kind of a celebration that you cannot escape from this celebration, which is great. Logical thinking is going to be really, really important. And also the communication with people is also going to be really, really important. And I believe every conversation that you're going to have with the people in your life in this month is going to bring you some kind of a, beautiful situation. This is not in vain. The conversation is not going to tire you. I cannot address it enough. Like, I don't know what kind of people that you were dealing before, but this month, all the people that you're going to deal with, it's not a burden. It's just like a joy, simple joy, having fun with the people that you love. And I think you deserve this kind of a thing. For a really long time, maybe you had some kind of like a negativity in your life, like you had to deal with the people, you had to just like take care of the things. Everybody was maybe relying on you to fix certain things. This month, you're going to put it into, and I'm not saying it because your sign has it, but you're going to put everything into a balance. Let's be honest. Work hard, play hard. And 4-leaf clover. So what I can say about that, lastly, is you can actually play some lottery if you have those kind of things, if you believe in those kind of things. It's a choice to believe in that or not. I think you will be lucky enough to get something really, really nice. For the people who are not expecting any kind of a promotion, who are not expecting any kind of a job-related situation, something nice is going to happen. And this something nice is going to happen because it is destined with you. And the celebration process is destined with you. So if you feel like there's nothing to celebrate, I think, first of all, that mindset is going to change. And second of all, you're going to have that celebration nonetheless, and you're going to be surprised. You're going to look at yourself and, I feel really, really happy this month. You're going to accomplish a lot of things in your life. I'm not just reading as like a money thing. I'm not reading as like the work thing, but try to see from the perspective of like how you're going to feel. You're going to feel so good. Avuzo, do not forget to check out your sun, moon, rising, and the coffee cup readings. And I hope to see you in the next ones. Bye. Hello, Scorpio. How is it going? I hope everything is fine. Today we are going to do your reading regarding December. If you didn't check out the explanations at the beginning, I am going to do this reading with like sun, moon, rising. Please watch them too. And also please do not forget to watch the coffee cup readings. There are going to be 2 of the coffee cups. One is going to be for love. The other one is going to be for the money. And with everything, you are going to find out that you have like a really detailed reading. Let's see, though, what you are going to see in December. The star. Okay, cool. All right. The 7 of Cups. There was another reading that was similar to this one. And the Hanged Man. Okay. Before doing the reading, I'm going to pick up a tea leaf card for you to see the bigger picture. Barrel. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. Scorpio. You might feel a little drained in your life. You might feel a little like, what am I gonna do? What thing that I'm going to give my priority? What thing that is going to be my priority, you might say. You might feel like a little overwhelmed with the situations in your life, and it can actually show this time. This month you can actually have like, it's enough, I'm done with this thing, for a couple of things. But before making like hasty decisions, you have to just like give yourself a little time to see what is going on, if there's any kind of a silver lining of everything or not. You will have the hope for the good things, but you're going to get rid of the illusions of a situation. You're going to be more realistic. And I hope one day this will happen. No, it's not going to happen for you, okay? It's not going to be in this direction. What's going to happen is that I want this to happen. I will make it sure that I have the right kind of opportunities for it. And then I'm going to do it. Otherwise, I'm not going to bother myself. It sounds like applying for 500 jobs and expecting one result. And one day you say, no more, I'm not going to apply for 500 different jobs. I'm just going to apply for the jobs I actually want to have. And maybe you just like turn it into like 20 applications, okay? And after that 20 applications, you're going to get some kind of a result. And with that kind of an action, you are not bothering your mind with the idea of like you applied for 500 jobs. You're going to cut down the things that you know that it is not going to work out for you. You know that you don't actually want this thing. You know, you're not going to be desperate. You're not going to be destitute. You're not going to feel like, oh my God, I need this thing. I have to have it now. Otherwise, things are not going to happen in the way. I believe you're going to change that kind of a mindset in you. And mindsets that we have been talking quite a lot in the reading, honestly. Beryl is saying that you feel something is lacking in your life. Perhaps love, money, or goals. Whatever that is lacking, this lack mentality you're going to address. But addressing it is not going to be really aggressive. This thing is going to be like, hold on a second. Let's see what's happening. Let's just sit down and think for a second. I have that feeling so much. Like, let's sit down. Don't rush. Don't bother yourself. Let's see what's happening. And with that kind of a thought system, you're going to realize what is draining you. I'm going to make a video about like energy vampires. Don't tell the others, okay? What is draining you? Who is draining you from your energy? You're going to realize it and you're going to cut it. You know, the illusions, expectations, applying for a job that you know that they're never going to get you. You're not going to apply for it. You're not going to wait for it. You're going to cut down and, you know, narrow it down in a certain point that you know what you have to expect, and others are not going to bother you anymore. Now, I would like to say one thing, that I see really, really good things. A wish is coming true for you this month, and this wish is coming from a really long-term situation. It's like a long-term wish that you would like to see. Something is going to happen and it is going to make you really, really happy. And maybe that is why you are going to have this like courage of like, okay, I understand it now. Let's just like sit down and think for a second. Something is going to give you that kind of a courage. Something is going to ease your mind, and that is how you're going to sit down and think about it. It's not going to happen like miraculously. One day you're going to wake up and you're going to cut down things that are not actually benefiting you. You're not going to do that. Something nice is going to happen. And you're going to see the results. You're going to feel, this is how it should make me feel. And then you would like to have it more. And then you're going to sit down and think about it. Give yourself a little time, if it is possible. This time, it doesn't have to be like too long. It's not going to take like the whole month for you. But prioritizing things in your life can actually require a little bit of planning. Because you have been seeing something is lack for a really long time. And this negativity leaves a stain, leaves a mark. To get rid of that mark, you need your peace of mind. And getting that is not going to be easy. There's no sugarcoating of it. It doesn't have to be about money. It doesn't have to be about love. You know, it could be about anything. Something tired you. Something was like putting a lot of negativity on you. And you are addressing that now. And when you address it, you're going to realize how unnecessary things were. And when you cut down those negativities, unnecessary things from your life, you are going to realize that you have this surge of energy that you can do so much better. You're going to heal your mind, you're going to heal your body. You know, the star card sometimes talks about like healing, and you're going to address what is going on. You know, the Hanged Man, I like actually Hanged Man because it is talking about like, let's see what's happening at the other side. There was this girl, I think I mentioned that in one of the other readings, I don't remember which one was that, but she was saying like, I tried this and that so far, let's see the others. Let's see the other way. This girl was doing it quite a lot, and she became like an inspiration to me, honestly. Okay, I will try that. She learned that from therapy. She was mentioning about that. You know, until this time I was doing this and that and it was not happening. And let's see what's going to happen if I do the other thing. You will have a moment like that. And it is going to be really, really good for you. You're going to realize how valuable it is, how valuable it can be. And it is a personal journey, honestly. It's not going to be like you're going to find the love of your life and that is why you're going to change the ways of your thinking, okay? It's not going to be like external factor that is coming to your life and that is how you're changing what you're doing. It's not going to happen in that way. What is going to happen is that you will realize that how drained you are and you're going to cut down a lot of illusions, expectations, unnecessary feelings and thoughts and everything. When you do that, you're going to realize how much time and effort, energy is just like left to you, and you are going to direct them after a certain while. That was all. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Do not forget to check out your Sun, Moon, Rising and the Coffee Cup readings. Love and money is going to be different for each cup. And I hope to see you in the next ones. Bye. Hello Sagittarius, how is it going? I hope everything is fine. Today we are going to look at what is going to happen in this December. So if you didn't watch the beginning of the video, please do not forget to check out Sun, Moon and Rising. And also check out the Coffee Cup readings. There are going to be two of them. One is going to be about love. The other one is going to be about money. And if with everything combined, you're going to have a really detailed reading for you. Okay, let's see. The Hermit. Okay. King of Pentacles. Alright. And the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Before we do the reading, I am going to pick one of the tea leaf cards for you to see the bigger picture. Kite. Vacation. Taking a little time off from the hustle and bustle and just like having fun in December. Groundbreaking. I know, shocking. Not everybody has it. Harmony is its finest. I believe in this month you're going to feel so fine when it comes to material things. You're not going to be bothered by many things that are bothering other people, like economy. You're not going to be bothered by that. You're going to have enough of money. You're going to have enough of like everything in your life. You're going to just like check everything and you're going to feel pleased. Like when you look at your bank account, you're going to feel pleased. How to explain it? But you can actually plan things further this month. Like you can take a little time off. There's a vacation card, there's a hermit card. It is talking about like taking a little time off, and you can actually look inside and have some kind of a, you know, wisdom, inner guidance and something like that to have a clarity and insight. You're going to have this insight to see what is going to happen next. Go further and beyond. Like you're going to have this ability and chance to just like sit back and look around what's happening and then plan what is going to happen next. King and Queen of Pentacles. Like if they're like king and queen of the same suit, I can say that it is love related situations. If you don't have anybody in your life, this month you can meet with someone. It's just like for some people, not for everybody. You can meet with your equal, let's say in that way. But it doesn't have to be like that. It means like whatever you're going to do, everything is going to make sense to you. Everything is going to come to the right kind of a point. Coming to the full circle, like everything is going to be so on point. Like you don't even have to deal with all the details that other people are dealing with this time. Maybe there's just like a little maybe. You don't want to deal with the people that are becoming some kind of a burden to you. But luckily, you are not going to deal with those kind of people in your life this month. You're going to stay away from the negativity one way or another. You're going to stay away from the negativity, but it's not just like I'm ignoring the negativity, I'm not seeing the negativity, so it's not happening for me. No, not like that. Please don't get me wrong. If there's any kind of a problem that is going on, like for argument's sake in the family or something is off, you're going to see that, but you're not going to be bothered by that. You're going to keep some kind of a balance. You're going to keep some kind of a distance. Like those kind of things are not going to affect you as much as maybe you think. You will see your life in a better light. It is not going to affect you. You're not going to feel like, oh my God, what am I going to do? That thing you will never going to say this month. You will not going to think like what you are going to do, what you can do, because you will know what you have to do. And you're going to work accordingly. You can plan the things beforehand and then you can actually have it. And let me say this. You are going to give the priority to yourself. So basically, it is like the theme now. But this month, you're going to take your own needs and your own wishes a little bit more seriously. It's time to make changes in your life so you can have a better life, not everyone else. And for argument's sake, there's a vacation card, right? So basically, you're going to do some kind of a vacation. You can do some kind of vacation. So this vacation is going to be all about you. It's not going to be about the other people. This is not like 5 people are coming together and they're just like coming to this like basic understanding of a vacation, and that's what they're getting. No, this is going to be your ultimate vacation. You're going to plan it, for argument's sake. If you are coming from a period of like negativity, let's say in that way, it doesn't have to be like the negativity, but you have to deal with a lot of things at the same time. It's time for you to just like step back and see what's going to happen next. But when you look forward, you're going to see all the good things. You can see all the good things because it is time to line things up and have fun. And most of the time, Hermit card is not talking about fun. It's talking about like wisdom, sage, staying away from others. But this time, this is going to bring you a lot of pleasure. This is exactly what you need. It sounds like, the mother and father is having a vacation together and they're not taking the children with them. Honestly, it sounds like that. Oh, so you can actually have it. You're going to realize. Kids are all right. You're going to realize. Of course, it doesn't have to be that way, but you know what I'm trying to say. Financial stability and practicality, I see. So this month you're going to be able to afford a lot of things in your life. Money is not going to be a problem. Anything can be a problem, honestly, but money is not going to be one of them. Okay? And you're going to be able to afford many, many things in your own way. Whatever you want, you're going to be able to afford it. And luckily, you're not going to have freeloaders around you. They are not going to be like people who are just like getting something from your decisions. Like you are deciding to go to a vacation somewhere, the rest is just like coming with you. No. You're doing it for yourself. Vacation is just an example, guys. Don't get me wrong, okay? Please don't get me just like, you will go to the vacation by yourself. If it is not what you don't want, then it's not going to happen. But what I'm trying to say here is that people are not going to take any kind of a benefit because of your decision. You're not going to let them. That's why. If there's any kind of a decision to be made, you're going to do it according to your own wishes and needs, and they are going to stay away from you for a while. You might actually learn a lot of things, and you can read a lot of books in this month if you're into. You can check out the libraries if you would like to. You can go back to school if you like to. Further learning, that's what they say, right? Lifelong learning programs, those kind of things you can have. Look, you care about your family and the loved ones, don't get me wrong. But I think it's time to focus on the other habits of yours, other good things about you. You are not just like a person who is providing for the family. You are also different type of a person maybe. And you are going to remind yourself first and then the others that what you are made of. And you are made of those two, King and Queen of Pentacles. Independent, nurturing, don't need anyone. I can do it by myself, kind of a feeling, but you're going to feel like really, really good about it. This independence, this, being alone is not about loneliness. It's not just because you cannot find anybody, that's why you're gonna be alone. No, this is a choice. This is a choice. You're just going to stay away from people until you find your own equal. And you can find your equal. Again, I have to remind you, this month you can find your equal. But to do so, you have to just like stay away from the hustle and bustle for a second and give yourself a little time for learning and growing. And bodily, what I can say is that you're going to feel healthy. You're going to feel healthy and you're going to nurture yourself. So if you would like to make new decisions regarding your health, regarding your looks, regarding whatever you are thinking of, I think it is time to plan those kind of things. You can see doctor's appointments, you can go to therapy, you can do different things for your body and your mind. Everything will pay off wonderfully. That's what I saw. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to check out Sun, Moon, Rising and the Coffee Cup readings, and I hope to see you in the next ones. Bye. Hello Capricorn, how's it going? I hope everything is fine. What amazes me is that I remember the signs with the right kind of order. Check out your Sun, Moon, Rising if you didn't watch the explanation at the beginning. Sun, Moon, Rising and the Coffee Cup readings, and then you are going to have a really detailed reading for you, okay? Let's see. Capricorn, what to expect in December. Queen of Pentacles. Great. Hanged Man. Groundbreaking. Okay. And the Sun. Hold on, I'm going to put the Sun, but first I have to put something on it, just in case if YouTube finds it problematic. I don't see anything problematic, but you may never know. I think it's good. Before we do the reading, I will pull one of the tea leaf cards to see the bigger picture. Candle. You will be shown the way. Illumination of a situation. You're going to feel enlightened. I would like to know why though. You're going to be like, oh, now I know. Now I see. What is this big illumination about? Now, let's just talk about the cards one by one. You know, the Queen of Pentacles is talking about like being practical and nurturing and finding the abundance in you and finding the abundance around you. You know, you're going to have this like a little bit more of a feminine side, even though you're not feminine. You're going to find like nurturing is going to be really important for a certain situation. And the Hangman is talking about like letting it go, surrendering to the situations and self-reflection time. And I think maybe at your mindset you're going to find something a little different. You're going to change it. I'm not going to say you're going to fix it, but you're going to see what kind of adjustments that you can do so you can have a better life for yourself, and that is why you're going to be really, really happy after that. There's a success, there's joy and positivity, a lively person that I see. So you're going to be energized. Basically, that's what it says. You're going to feel really, really energized. You're going to have a lot of achievements in your life, and you're going to remember every achievement of your life one by one. And that is why you're going to feel a little bit better than the rest of the bunch, I guess. Like you're going to have this like blessing. These blessings are going to nurture you first and then the others. And sometimes staying away, sometimes, you know, not doing the things that people are expecting is a really great kind of a success by itself. Maybe, for argument's sake, you are a sister, like bigger sister, okay, who is dealing with everything. There was a song like Surface Pressure. Bring it everything to your sister because your sister is stronger. Let's see if she can hold it longer. Like something like that. The song, I don't remember the lyrics that perfectly, but everybody expects like the bigger sisters to deal with everything, but this is not their responsibility to begin with. You don't have to. You don't have to. And all of a sudden it becomes your responsibility for a reason. I don't know why. To tackle everything by yourself for your siblings and everyone. But then you realize that actually I can nurture myself a little bit. And that is why you're going to have a really beautiful time for yourself. Candles are reminding me of like, okay, this is me time. I'm going to just like rest my mind. I don't know why, but I have the same vibe from your reading. Like, you're going to give yourself the priority, and you're going to take care of yourself, your own body, your own mind, and you're going to stay away from the things that are supposed to be some other people's responsibility, but for some reason it landed on your shoulder. You're going to stay away from that kind of a situation. You're going to have a different kind of a viewpoint. You're going to have different perspective in life. In this month, you're going to see things in a different way, and that is how you're going to change mindset. Not just about like changing the mindset, it's about like how you can make it better. It's not like, oh, I didn't like it, I'm going to fix it. It's more like, okay, this is the situation, but I can also do this and it will be better. Like, you're going to add up to the certain situation, and it is going to be really, really beautiful. For a really long time, you were in a position, same kind of a position. You're going to say no more. The moment that you walk away from something, it is going to be good enough. I'm not saying that you're going to cut down ties with the other people, or you're going to leave your job, or you're going to leave your husband or wife. No. What I'm trying to say is that for a really long time, you had this mindset of yours is just like, this is how it is being done. That thing is going to change. You're going to realize that there are different ways of doing things. And when you realize that, you're going to free yourself from these shackles of the expectations of your own. Nobody else, maybe. But maybe it's just like about you. You are going to prioritize your own needs and your own expectations, and it is going to pay off. And you're going to see that world is not actually stopping because you put yourself as like a priority. Nothing is going to be affected by your choices this month. Nothing is going to be affected by that you are actually, like, you would like to buy something expensive for yourself, for example. You would like to have something nice for yourself, and you're prioritizing that in this time, in December. No one is going to suffer. No one is going to starve because you're doing it. You're going to see that. Put the mask on yourself first, and then the others. I think it is time for you to do that. And if it requires some kind of a change, some kind of like a step back, some kind of like, I'm not dealing with this anymore, please do so. No one is going to be affected by it. No one is going to be like, oh my God, this is the biggest downgrade of my life. No one is going to be affected in this way, okay? Specifically you. Specifically you. I'm not speaking of other people, but you're not going to have troubled times after this. You're not going to have like, what did I do? Why did I spend that money for myself? No, it's not going to happen in that way, okay? Also, I would like to add, if you are dealing with some kind of a work-related situation and you are not so sure about what is going to happen next, and people are relying on you for goddamn reason, I don't know why. Sometimes people just like throw the responsibility on your shoulders and call it a day. You're not going to be affected negatively by this situation. You're not going to be like, yeah, that was my responsibility, but I couldn't do it. You're not going to say that. It's not going to happen in that way. You're going to figure it out, and you're going to shove into their faces. You're going to be like, this is how you do it, and leave me alone. And they're not going to bother you this time. Some kind of a bothersome mind is just like staying away from you. I was talking about losing weight and doing something for the body, the helping the body, healing the body. I feel like what kind of things that you're going to do this month, it is not going to push your body. If you would like to lose weight, you can do that. Of course you can do that. But you're not going to push yourself to the fullest, for argument's sake. You will have this inner discipline already. And this inner discipline is going to be good enough. You don't have to do extra for this. And I think you're going to see that a little bit more in this month. Never forget that you have the sun. And the sun is the biggest candle. Like, you're going to see how. You're going to see why. And you're going to see the happiness. Learning new things is going to bring you some kind of a happiness, and you're going to feel joyful, like a child again. Something is going to make you extremely happy. So this month, you're going to be this close to be happy. Everything will be really good for you, and if there's any kind of a happiness, it will hit you. That's what I can say. That was all. Do not forget to check out your Sun, Moon, Rising and the coffee cup readings. Let me remind you again. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I hope to see you in the next ones. Bye. Hello, Aquarius. Okay, how's it going? I hope everything is fine. We are going to look at what might actually happen in December. If you didn't check out the explanation I gave at the beginning, please watch your sun moon and rising, and then the coffee cup readings. 2 different cups you're going to see. One is going to be about love, the other one is going to be about money. And with everything, you're going to have a really, really detailed reading. 4 of Cups. All right. Wheel of Fortune. Waiting for luck to bring you something. Is it time? It is time. Yep. Alright, before we do the reading, I'm going to pick one of the tea leaf cards to see the bigger picture. Teapot. Deep friendship with someone of the same sex. Okay, apparently you're going to make a new friend. Making a new friend. If there's any kind of a dissatisfaction in your life, I think this month you are going to show yourself how strong you are to fix those kind of situations. And life is going to throw you a lot of good opportunities to deal with those kind of things, so you're going to be lucky. I would like to start with that. Your inner resilience, desire for the change, changing those kind of dissatisfactions and everything. You are going to have each and every one of them. If you feel like apathy, actually you're not feeling at all, let's say it that way, you are going to address that. You know, what is giving you this kind of negativity? Maybe you feel really bored. Maybe you actually, honestly, maybe you are not having good enough of friendships. You know, the teapot is talking about deep friendship. Maybe you don't have that kind of a deep friendship with people. Maybe the people in your life are not really becoming good friends when you need them. I think you're going to address those kind of things. I don't know how you create new friendship situations for you. Everyone has a different kind of an approach. But I have a feeling that you're going to address the situation and you're going to meet with different people and you're going to have really, really good situations for you when it comes to friendships and everything. I'm going to make more of the friendship readings, and I highly recommend you to watch them later on in this channel. But what I can say is that something is not really pleasing you, something is not really there. Maybe the friendship that you have, you thought that it was a really beautiful kind of a relationship, but it was not. In the reality, it was just like a really one-sided situation maybe. You're going to realize it and you're going to do the changes for the situation. Now, Wheel of Fortune can be like positive and negative at the same time, okay? Most of the time we would like to read it as like a positive thing, but having the right kind of a friendship is kind of a matter of luck, honestly. And I think you are going to realize that things are going to change and you can actually start those kind of changes. If you have some people in your life that you don't want to deal with, for example, you can cut down some friendships actually. You can start new friendships later on, but first you have to just like get rid of the negativity of some people so you can have better relationships in your life later on. Like, there's a transition I see. Fate is going to interfere, and the opportunities that you're going to have from life regarding this issue is going to be good enough for you to bring you to your senses. The Strength card is talking about like fortitude and courage and, you know, the resilience. You're going to have all of those kind of things to deal with the negativity. If there's any kind of a negativity, you're going to deal with that and you're not going to be bothered by that. If there's any kind of a fight, for example, that is going to happen with like the people in your life, you're not going to be bothered by that. You're going to be strong enough to deal with those kind of negativities. And, you know, you're going to be good at dealing with the emotions. You're going to be good at maintaining your composure. Like, how to explain it? Sometimes apathy is actually good in those kind of scenes. Like, you're cutting down the things that are not really working well for you. Staying away from the emotions and keeping a really good kind of a composure could be really important. And I think you're going to have it. By the way, it could be like a relationship situation as well. Like, it doesn't have to be just a friendship. I'm just talking about the friendships because it's at the tea leaf card. But, you know, if you are having a relationship that is not satisfying you, you can actually cut it down. You can break up with this person. Any kind of a relationship that is not giving you the joy or any kind of an energy for the life, I think in December you're going to have enough of time to deal with those kind of negativities, and so you can have something very nice for yourself. What I can say is that feeling emotionally disconnected at this specific time is kind of normal, like it is being expected. But living your life in this dissatisfied manner is not what is expected. Cutting down the negativities is expected. Dealing with the circumstances is expected. And expecting nice things from life is heavily underlined in this reading. There's a change, a significant change that is going to happen in your life and in your circumstances. And those new circumstances of yours is going to bring you a lot of good things. And you're going to feel like you are, like, again, you're going to feel like yourself again. But I would like to tell you this. Understanding your own true feelings, it can take a little time. If you have been feeling like this apathy for a really long time, let's say you are not feeling anything at all, you feel bored, you feel dissatisfied for a really long time, you can actually mute your own feelings, your own needs for a really long time. So hearing them again, feeling them again is going to take a little time. In December, what you have to focus on is just like trying to hear your inner voice so you can have better understanding in life. What do you want from life? What you would like to achieve in life? It could be about money, it could be about anything else. It's all about like, what do you want? And hearing your own true voice, hearing your own inner voice is going to take a little time because you have been apathetic for a really long time. And feeling again requires meditation, requires time, requires guidance. If it is needed, please take it. If you're seeking for therapy, it will be better. But it's talking about like something is not working for you. It's time for you to cut it because it is taking your energy. It's draining your energy, nothing else. You don't deserve that, honestly. That was it. I don't want to keep it long. I highly recommend you to watch Sun, Moon, Rising and the Coffee Cup readings. With that way, you're going to have a detailed reading for you. And I hope you enjoyed this one. And I hope to see you in the next ones. Bye. I think this is the last one, isn't it? Pisces. Hi, Pisces. How are you? My moon is Pisces. I always watch Sun, Moon, Rising. I highly recommend you to do the same, Sun, Moon, Rising and the Coffee Cup readings. Watch them to have a detailed reading for you. Let's see what is going to happen in December for you, okay? Page of Wands. Nice. Nice. Five of Wands. Not that nice. Okay, cool. It's okay. Nothing that you cannot deal with. Nine of Cups. Amazing. Before we do the reading, I'm going to pull one of the tea leaf cards to see the bigger picture in your life. Okay, Archway. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. Beautiful. But the competition is also there, so what I saw from the beginning of the readings, like for everybody, if there's a conflict this month, everyone is going to address that one. It could be like a familial thing, it could be like a work-related thing, it could be like a friendship thing, I don't know. But if there's something that is bothering your mind, if something is not really making you feel happy, I think you are going to address those kind of things. And this month, you're going to see the results of it. And if there's any kind of a competition that is going on in your life, it could be like a work-related situation, you're going to be the one who's winning. So do not bother yourself with this kind of things, okay? You are like, there's a wish coming true card. And the thing that you want requires some kind of a competition. You are going to be the winner of this competition, so do not worry about that. Page of Wands is talking about enthusiasm, right? It talks about exploration, new beginnings, learning things, and desire. Definitely desire for the adventure. It's talking about passion. It's talking about like the things that you can do, you would like to do. You are being curious and energetic and, you know, those kind of. So you're going to have this vigor to deal with other people. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. You're going to have the power. You're going to have the energy to deal with other people. And whatever you would like to have for like as a new venture, new creative pursuit, something like that, you are going to have this power and you're going to be really good at whatever you're doing, okay? So basically, if you would like to start something new, learn something new, you're going to be great in it. Even though it says like there's going to be competition, you're going to win this competition. Don't worry about that. For argument's sake, there's a disagreement. Not the competition, but there's a disagreement. Because, Five of Wands is talking about disagreements, a little bit of fights between individuals, and differences of the opinions or whatsoever, okay? I think you are not going to deal with finding the harmony in the group. You are going to be like, okay, do whatever you like, man. I am not dealing with you. And that energy was like quite prominent in all of the readings. So apparently everyone is just like rebelling against people around them. You're not going to be bothered by other people's petty thoughts and what they think, what they want, what kind of disagreements that they are having. You're not going to be amused. You're not going to feel anything at all. You're going to put your passion into something totally different. You are not going to deal with the negativities of the others because you're going to deal with other stuff in your life, and you're going to feel really, really happy about that. So Archway is a really good card. By the way, is it the first time I'm seeing it? Like, so many tea leaf cards. Every time I see a card, I'm like, is this the first time? So many of the tea leaf cards. It's talking about the new possibilities, opportunities, and paths. So you are going to good at like starting something new. If you would like to start something new, it is time for you, because life is going to provide you a lot of good things. For argument's sake, let's read it as like this way, okay? If Five of Wands was like the reversal, I will call it like inner disagreements. I don't know what I would like to do next. Maybe you are having those kind of feelings. You don't know what to do next. You don't know what kind of passion projects that you should have, or you don't know if you are capable of like starting something new. Would you like to have something more? Maybe you're feeling a little drained. Then this month you're going to be so lucky that life is going to bring you a lot of good things, especially when it comes to desires and wishes. I think this month you're going to focus on your desires and your wishes, your expectations a little bit more than the other months. And if you haven't seen like a tangible results in the other months, this month you're going to see the tangible results of a certain situation, especially when it comes to the wishes. So there's a fulfillment, contentment, and satisfaction. No matter what others are doing, no matter what others are thinking, no matter what others are just focusing on, not your problem. You are going to win whatever you are going to win, okay? If there's a competition and you have to win that competition, how it is going to happen is there's a curve that you have, like others don't have something but you have. Turning negative things into passion projects, turning negative things into your, well-being, and doing an amazing job screams like it. And I think you're going to have like a really good emotional fulfillment after this like hustle and bustle, whatever that is going on. Disagreements, competition, whatever you're calling it. After this, you're going to feel emotionally fulfilled. You're going to feel really, really good about the situations. And also, the bodily, let's talk about, the health and everything. I believe you are going to feel better after a certain while. I cannot say that the whole month you're going to feel amazing. You can have like maybe a flu, you can have like digestible situations or whatever, but at the end of everything you're going to feel good after, again, for a really long time maybe. If there's any kind of a disagreement in a group that you have to deal, like there's no escape, you have to deal. There's a clash of ideas and there's a competitive situation. What is going to happen is that despite everything, despite all the conflicts, you are going to have this emotional satisfaction. Dealing with people is not going to be a burden to you. Dealing with situations is not going to be a burden. You're not going to feel negative. You're not going to deal with the negativity. Maybe you're going to deal with the people, but not their negativity, because you're going to focus on something so much better. Their negativities are not going to bother you as much. It's like okay, I gave this similar example to other people, but you are going to vacation. And let's say that this time you are bringing the children with you, okay? Children are having fight at the vacation. You're not bothered by that because you're having a damn good vacation with the people you love. Yeah, you love your children no matter what happens, right? That kind of a feeling, the feeling of it. Now, what I can say as the last message for you, starting something new. It is like highly addressed in this reading. New things, new opportunities. If you are looking for new jobs, you are going to find one. You will possibly find one. If you would like to start something new, you will start something new this month. Learning and growing from it, even though it takes a little bit of competition. So whatever you do this month, you're going to feel really happy after all. And it is not just about love, it's not just about money, it's not just about the relationships or the people around you. It's about like how you feel. No one is going to make you feel less of you. No one is going to make you feel like you don't have no one is going to make you feel like you don't have good enough of power. No one is going to make you feel like you are feeling terrible for a reason. No one is going to do that. What you're going to feel from inside out is emotional fulfillment and passion and the excitement for the future. So negativities, of course, it can happen, but you're not faced by that. So that was good. That's all. Do not forget to check out your sun, moon, rising. Let me remind you again, and also there's a coffee cup reading. Please check that one too. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I hope to see you in the next ones. Bye. Okay, now another day. I meditated on the cups. I wished all good things for you people. So now we are going to do a love reading and a money reading. It's going to be general messages. Take it as it resonates. If it is not resonating with you, it means that it is not about you. I hope you watch them both because I don't know. I have a feeling. I don't know. We're gonna see what it is all about. Okay, I'm gonna start with the love one. So people who picked the love cup. Let's see what's in the cup for you. Oop. That was a nice opening. Some kind of news are about to happen, so you can actually have a message from somebody. You can have like a phone call. It could be like a DM. It could be like someone is reacting to your story, something like that, you know. I think some kind of a conversation or some kind of a communication is about to happen with somebody that you're going to be like, oof, exactly at the beginning. Okay. Now, it is how many parts? Okay, let's say that it's divided into two, which means that you're going to deal with two different things at the same time. It doesn't have to be two different love stories, okay? But when you're dealing with the love in this month, probably you're going to deal with other stuff as well. So you might be busy when it comes to like emotions, let's say in that way. But let's start with this part. There's an animal. I don't know what kind of an animal is that. Is it a bull? Is it a lion? Like only the back legs. I didn't see the arms of the animal. I didn't see like the first two, you know. I don't know why, but it is like jumping. It seems like it's jumping to the, maybe to its, I don't know. I don't know what it is jumping to. I don't want to say it like it is jumping to its target or whatever. It's not like that. It's not a negative thing. But, you know, it is talking about like someone is about to do something. Now, it could be you. It could be someone else. It changes for everybody, okay? If you're single, I think there's going to be some kind of an action. If you have not been like intimate with somebody for a while, I think it is going to change, and you could be the one who is initiating things, but you don't have to. Like some kind of a talk is about to happen nonetheless. You know, two people are thinking the similar things, and you know, if you are not the one who is doing this, someone else is going to do that. You know, the other person is going to do that. Communication is about to happen, and after that communication, like the emotions are going to flow. Even though at the beginning maybe you don't expect that kind of emotional like splurge, I don't know, like flood. Maybe you're not expecting something like that, but it is going to happen. Like maybe you don't even realize that you bottled up all those feelings in you. But now you're going to have it, you know, after this conversation you're going to have it. So be open-minded when it comes to love, because you may never know. And there's a person who is holding like a microphone. It is also talking about it's time to talk. It's time to just like address a couple of things. And if you like somebody, you're going to talk about it. If, it could be like the both sided things again, the other person is going to talk to you and you are going to talk to them. There's a mutual feeling, there's a mutual decision. Okay, it's time to talk. That kind of a feeling, I had it from the beginning. And there's a little road. It could be like this person could live in another place, or there's some kind of a distance. It doesn't have to be like too long, but some kind of a distance. It seems like it. Maybe that's why, like the phone calls or, the messages that I saw at the beginning. It could be like that too. There's a human figure that is waiting. It's like you've been waiting for this thing. I don't know what you were waiting for, but like things are going to happen. Things are going to escalate quickly after this. I don't know what kind of a thing though. Like, I'm not saying that you're going to have like a fast relationship that is going to turn into engagement and it's going to turn into marriage. No, I'm not saying that. But the feelings that you didn't talk about for a while, maybe, they are going to emerge. And it will have a meaning for you and for the other person. It's not one-sided. And maybe you felt like it is going to be one-sided. Maybe you are feeling at this specific moment like it is going to be one-sided, but no. Sharing emotions is not going to be one-sided. It is going to be from both parties. And I'm not saying that you're going to have like an amazing relationship out there, but some kind of an emotional flood is going to happen for two people. And it is going to have a meaning for you guys. So there's another road I see. Like some kind of a travel might happen because of the love-related situations. You can go to visit this person, or this person can actually come and visit you wherever you are living. Something like that can also happen. And now, I would like to talk about this clear side. This is talking about whatever is giving you the problem, whatever is giving you this like negativity in your life regarding love issues, regarding relationship situations, what kind of problems that you're having. It is not going to be long term. It is not going to be like really effective in your life, and things are going to change. Like, be open-minded, okay? Things are going to change for the better, hopefully, for the better. But it is not going to stay the same. So if you feel like things are not going anywhere, it's not going to happen. No, not really. It will happen. In a different way, maybe. I don't know what is going to happen, but some kind of a movement is about to happen. So love-related situations is not going to stay the same. Now, there are other things. People are talking. How many people are talking? Why they are talking? Like, two people are talking, and the other two people are talking, and the other two people are talking. Like, definite conversation. Some kind of a phone call or message is about to happen. And the conversation after conversation after conversation is going to happen. Like, it is going to open a gate. The gates of the flood, and everything is going to just like flow. The communication is going to flow. You know how it feels like you meet with someone new and you talk until the morning and you don't even realize that it is morning now. That kind of a feeling. Even though maybe you don't have any expectation of like a love-related situation. Sometimes you just feel really comfortable with the other person's company. And that is why everything flows. Everything flows. And I think it is going to happen for you. I would like to give a specific message to people who either got married recently or they are about to get married, okay? Not for everybody. Please be careful with the message. About the marriage. This marriage is not going to be with like only two people are involved. I'm not saying that this person is going to cheat you or you're going to cheat this person, no. But everyone else is going to talk about something for a while and you're going to be the one who is dealing with everything. Yes, your lover, your fiancé is going to be the one who is also being affected and they are going to deal with a lot of things too. But there is no need for it. And because neither you or your fiancé is drawing lines between your relationship and the other people for a while, maybe you had to deal with the family. Maybe you have to deal with the people around you, the friends, for unnecessary reasons. You know what it reminds me of? Like, I have, two friends, they got married like many, many years ago. And when they got married, it was like, everybody was like, hey, congratulations, everything was nice. And all of a sudden, some people, like some old friend of one of the friend, became like, why are you marrying with this person? And they became like really hostile for no reason. And it ended the friendship. Of course, it was not going to end the marriage, but it ended the friendship. Was there any kind of a reason for that? Absolutely not. Why did they do that? We still question today. We still do question, yes. The negativity of others is going to be a little... The best thing that you can do is just like building up a really strong boundaries between other people and your relationship. Why they are talking? The question I'm questioning, like, why people are talking? Why they feel like they have this entitlement over your relationship, over your marriage, over whatever you have? Why they think that they can say such mean things to you? What's the point of all of it? I think in December you're going to question those kind of things too. Like what? Like the audacity of other people, like why they're doing those kind of things. Okay, there's an A I saw. Okay, someone who has the letter A in their name. I saw like a person who is like stepping up. This person, this is a totally different message, by the way. This person that probably you know for a while. Maybe you didn't have like the relationship, or maybe it was not like exclusive or whatever people are calling it, like you were seeing each other but it was not enough for an effing reason. This person is going to do something to change the situation, and I saw a rose over there. So they are having the good intentions. They're going to come to you with roses, like bouquet of flowers. It's a symbolic thing, of course. It doesn't have to be like in that way. They can bring you flowers, yeah, sure, but the intention is going to be pure. Intention is going to be nice, and some kind of a cleanup of a situation. Like, let's make it official. Let's make it serious. Let's make it like exclusive. If you're flirting with someone but you are not so sure, this person is going to come to you with some kind of an offer. The offers, there was a expectation of, like, some Turkish people were saying that, like, the offer of a date. It is such a thing, like, we had in my generation, like, offers for the date. Like, if you ask someone out, then it means that you guys are together. But now it's not like that. It's just like some boundaries are being, again, the boundaries are being damaged, and people, even if you go to the dates together, it doesn't mean that you have a relationship. This person is going to come to you with an offer of a date, but this date is going to clear up everything. Let's be together. Like, let's have this serious relationship. I don't know what it is. And it is all up to you to decide if it is a good idea or not. I saw a person who was just like thinking of like, should I accept this thing or not? Apparently, there's a reason for that. It could be different for everybody. I saw another person over there who is looking to a screen. So it means that an online dating situation, or you're talking to somebody on like Instagram or something. It doesn't have to be like a date. It doesn't have to be like a flirt. It's not like your intention is just like love. It's not like that. But some kind of a conversation online can turn into really nice things. I don't know. It can happen. I think in December you're going to be open to, again, being open-minded to the different things. You may never know. There's a tree underneath which is talking about strong and stable situation. So I have a feeling if you give a chance, whatever that is going on in your life this month, it might go for a really long time. I had a feeling, just a feeling. Again, another kind of like a clean part, which is talking about like nice things, and the negativities are going away. So what I can say is that if you have like a problems in the relationship right now you have, or you're not so sure, maybe you don't even have anybody in your life and you could feel lonely, honestly, it's not going to be for a long term. It's going to clear itself out. Now, if I'm looking from this side, it looks like a rooster. But from that side, I saw it as like another kind of an animal. But nonetheless, it is talking about some kind of news, some kind of conversation. And lonely days are gone. I don't know. Possibly. Let's see if it is going to drop. I don't think so, but okay. Now there's a, okay, you can see that there's a woman over there who is waiting and looking to a certain situation. This person doesn't have to be a woman, by the way, but the feminine side is a little bit, you know, more prominent than the masculine side, is looking and thinking if it is a good idea or if it is a bad idea. What should I do? Should I decide in this way or that way? And they are thinking, they are deciding. So I think what is going to happen in this month when it comes to relationships and everything, okay, I believe you're going to have this moment of like, okay, sit down and think for a second. What it could happen if I say yes? What could happen if I say no? Some kind of a decision. Some kind of a decision. And I think you're going to take your time when you're making those kind of decisions. And I think you should. And again, a lot of different things that I see, which is talking about like, you know, you're going to be busy with other stuff as well. And maybe family thing, maybe work-related things. But love is going to be in the picture too. So you're not going to ignore it. That's what I can say. So that was all. Let's go to the money cup. I hope you enjoyed this one. Let's see if there's any kind of a money coming for you. It's a general reading. Take it as it resonates. If it is not resonating with your situation, please leave it. It means that it is for someone else, okay? Alright, it was a clean opening. It didn't make any sound, so everything is going to be in an order. And there's only one side. You can see, of course, other. We're gonna talk about that one. Okay, let's get closer. I'm gonna start with that part. Some kind of an offer is coming to you. This is gonna be like all of a sudden, and it's going to be really nice. It's going to change a couple of things in your life. New job offer could happen. Or it could be happening in a way that you are, you know, working on a contract basis. You can make new contracts with people, sign up new papers, NDAs, waivers, whatever. And that is why you're going to have like a side hustle. But you're going to put your mind in it. So it means that it is going to pay more than what you think right now. Maybe you're not expecting anything. It is going to pay you a lot. Underneath there's a star. I'm sure you can see. And underneath there's some kind of a tree, which is talking about like longevity and the good luck. I think you're going to have like the longevity and the good luck in this work. If you start some kind of a new work, it is going to be for the long term. Like when I speak about long term, it's like 30 years I've been working in this company. That kind of a long term, okay? And it is going to create really nice clearance in your life. This is going to clear out your debts. Maybe if you have any kind of a like a negative thought about money, if you feel like, I don't know how am I going to be able to pay for this thing is going to pay for this, okay? So some kind of a new situation is about to happen. And there's a drop, I'm sure you can see. It is a clean drop, so I'm going to call it like the tears of joy. This is what we call it, tears of joy. You're going to have these tears of joy because maybe, even though, like for argument's sake, you applied for this thing, you don't have any expectation that it is going to work out. But it will. It will. You're going to be surprised. And there's an eye I saw, so everybody is going to be like, okay, how did she get it? How did he get it? Like, people are questioning. Okay, there's a face. Can you see that? Hold on a second. There's a face and there's a wishbone. A wish is coming true. Okay, monetarily, I believe you're going to get some kind of a beautiful situation. You know what? I didn't see like this specifically money. I didn't see okay, you're going to have this amount of money. But what I saw here is that you will have the choices in your life when it comes to making money. So I think some things are going to work in your favor this month a little bit more than the other months. You're going to see the good results of, okay, how am I going to be able to make money? Yeah, this is the way you're going to say that. I saw there's a T, letter T. Somebody who has this letter T can actually help you on a subject, on some kind of a monetary situation. And there's a woman with like a big skirt, even if it looks like a wedding gown. So I would call it like a really blessed and really good kind of a monetary situation, that it is filling all of your skirt. Like if the skirt is bigger, it means that whatever you're going to get is going to be bigger, okay, in the coffee cup readings. Never forget that. And I think you're going to have a really nice situation for you. And also there's a opening, which is talking about a new beginning, a new situation. You can start to work in a new place. You can work on a new project. It could be like, one time thing maybe, but it is going to give you really good kind of a money. So check out your emails, check out whatever you're using online to get some kind of work. There's a little bird. It is talking about some news. These news are going to come to you as like a written situation, so possibly an email. And the whole coffee is just like one-sided in this thing, which is talking about like it is a good time for you to figure that out monetarily, what you're going to do next. I'm not saying that you're not going to be interested with anything else but the money. No, I'm not saying that. But I think it is time for you to just like build up a new plan if you are starting something new. I wouldn't be surprised to see like it's December. We are speaking about like people are making new plans, New Year's plans and everything. I think you can actually sort out what kind of work that you're going to deal with and what kind of work that you're not going to deal with. Now, you see this one. It is talking about like an international situation, like it is not from your country. Some kind of a work-related situation is going to be related to outside of the country, and possibly it is because of this work. It can come from other countries, or it could be about like a different company who has different roots from different countries and whatever. It can happen in that way too. Or the work that you're going to accept is going to put you in a more mobile situation, so you can actually travel a little bit more. It can happen too. It was a clean and nice. I did not want to keep it long. Like monetarily, help is on the way. Good starts, good beginnings. And okay, hold on, is it an E? You can have an E. Okay, I saw like a letter E. And also number 3. In 3 days, 3 weeks, something nice is about to happen after the December starts, let's say in that way. December the 3rd, or the 3rd week of December. It could be like that, okay? So everything is clean. You're not going to bother yourself with the negativity, anxiousness of the money, or the lack of money. It's not going to happen. So let's see. Okay, I saw, all right. Hold on a second. Let me drop it really fast. 2 different droppings in the middle, which is talking about like if there was 1, it is like a wish is coming true. 2 is like a significator that that is definitely going to happen. A wish is going to come true when it comes to money, when it comes to the work related situations. And there's also a little bird. I don't know if you can see this animal, but it is also talking about the news, about work, news about the money. It is going to happen. If you're looking for a job for a while, and if you didn't have any kind of job situations for a while, I think this month you can actually land on something. The personal projects are also really prominent in this cup for a reason. I don't know. You are going to have this flow of work and the money. So what I didn't see in this cup, let's just talk about that for a second. What I did not see in this cup is the negativity of the lack of money, of the situations that didn't actually pay off. People who are scamming you, people who are lying to you regarding a work, or people who are asking for debt for no reason, and they are just like putting you into a position like you are troubled for the the rest of the month. What I didn't see is the problem regarding the money. So I think monetarily you're going to be like, okay, whatever I have is going to be enough. Whatever I do, it is going to pay off. And I can look forward. I can decide what is going to happen next, which is going to create a really nice time for you to deal with those kind of things. And I think This is what you need at this specific moment, possibly. That was all. I really don't want to keep it long because there's no need for it. It was nice. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope to see you in the next ones. Bye!